Hello people, this is Jeff Palm. This is end of June 2020. Yesterday I've watched The Lost Boy, Generation Lost in the French translation, Génération Perdue. Yeah, I know 23 years later I'm watching that movie. 33 years later, so it's not new for anyone at that point. I bought it on Blu-rays, and we see I think they're brothers, the Corey brothers here, the two Coreys. Excellent movie, very funny, good comedy with mixed with a little bit of horror toward the end. I won't spoil anything. I really love the actors in this movie. I find the girl very beautiful, and the long hairstyle with the 80s look. The music video also is included as a bonus feature, and other bonus features also as well are featured in this movie. 97 minutes, a movie just as good length, very down to earth. I mean, there are in the beginning a lot of things that are real situation, real life situation, like a divorce. Uh, they are moving to another town. We see the beach a little bit, and merry-go-round on the boardwalk, and also beautiful. Also the comic store shop, the arcade, the video club, rental. Every element of the my childhood are there, and Corey Feldman, of course, like in the Gremlins movie, has a short wall, and in the of course you need to mention also Friday the 13th Part 4, which I saw many times. Part 5 was, in my opinion, the most violent movie of the series, and it has a different plot. But again, no spoiler. I saw it. I was very young, but this movie I had never seen it, and there's a cliff at one point, and it is like the old movies in the 60s. They were racing towards the cliff. Last one would jump off the car or bike, and it was like that when they had different over girl, usually two men over girl. I hope that this woman stayed with the guy um, for the rest of his life after that, because he's been to hell and through and come back, and at one point it's just very special with his brother in his room over the window. It reminds me of a little bit of Salem's Lot, and of course the Corey Feldman in Friday the 13th Part 4 was a little bit like the guy in Salem's Lot, which had this room filled with masks, horror things. And you know that in the United States, I went there in the state of New York, in Lake George, there's a museum of Frankenstein Museum. So they are really prone to show freaks, things like that in the museum, with wax museum, and it's also very great in the to listen to once in a while. I'm not watching lots of movies throughout the year, but once in a while horror comedy like that during the early summer, end of June, beginning of July, during the national holidays. It's really great to see all of that with interesting plot, interesting characters, although not very well developed, but at that time it was just enough, just done right. Excellent atmosphere, scenery. Um, the house also is almost a character in this the old grandfather's house. Grandfather's also is a good character. Even the dog, even the dog is important in this movie, and it was very done right. In the merry-go-round at the beginning with the circus, not the circus, but the horses. the tourniquet and all that. That's a beautiful scene, opening scene. And well, the hairstyle that time, the clothes that they were wearing. I was not born maybe in the right time. I'm out of time, but these years were wonderful and not so violent. Maybe a little bit toward the ends, like the movies were made like that back then, a little bit gory, but it builds up, and at the end, and like Fright Night, for example, another classic of mine. So a very good movie, classic. Some songs are featured, of course, the theme song, which was written by Marilyn Manson with a lot of emotional in his voice, and I find it better his version than this one because I heard it before, but I knew it was related to that movie. It was a theme song, and Run DMC also with Steve Tyler from Aerosmith are doing the song also during the campfire site, the campfire scene. Excellent scene. It is one of the turn point in the movie, and the cave. Beautiful girl also, like featured in most horror movie back then. Not very much a scream girl in this movie because she has only one scene where she's screaming, but she's sleeping in the cave, and all the atmosphere in the cave is very good, and some hallucination scene. Really, really, I really enjoyed it. So I'm doing this video partly for me to remind me when I watched it. It was yesterday night at June 25th, 2020. I know I'm very, very late to watch this classic, but there's some classic I haven't seen yet, such as this one. And probably next time I will watch the remake of it, but we'll see. So that's it for the review without spoiler. I won't make another one, and really, really enjoyed that movie. I recommend. Thank you.